the most popular person on my channel, the legend himself, Chris Fazio is back. I never thought I'll get to interview him again, but yeah, thanks to so many awesome events taking place recently, and really, I mean, I'll get to what Chris is up to nowadays, but yeah, I mean, it's just all I can say is I'm blessed. I'm super blessed that Chris is participating in this industry again, and he's doing some amazing things right now. So let's just explain how this interview came about real quick. So we are waiting on Dalia, who is I actually don't know how to say her last name. I'm embarrassed to say. How do you say her last name?
Dude, I don't even know. Oh, Burgoin.
Burgoin. Okay, sorry. Okay. The Mindsight lady, Rob Freeman's,
prodigy
assistant Dalia. You don't know who she is. She's becoming super famous lately. I'm so embarrassed to say I don't know how to say her last name, but Dalia and Chris Fazio is doing an event in about a month or so, and I wanted to help them promote that event. So we decided to do this interview. She's kind of running late right now to the interview, so hopefully she'll join us at some point. But we were kind of waiting, so we're just like, you know what, let's just get the interview going. Dalia will probably join at some point. So let's just get straight into it. Chris, could you talk to us about this event that's coming up, and what you guys are planning on doing, and what you're going to be demonstrating, all this kind of stuff?
Yeah, so next month in Ogden, Utah, Dalia is going to be hosting a seminar to teach blind sight, teach telekinesis. There will be hypnotism involved. It's supposed to be a smaller event, is what it was supposed to be, and it's kind of just built up this traction to where now it's like a party. So so she convinced me to go out there and demonstrate, and then we'll be filming for Superhumans 2 at the same time.
Wait. So the documentary?
Yeah.
Holy crap! I was unaware of that. That's a.
Oh,
wait, hold on, Chris. You're gonna be in Superhuman?
Mm-hmm.
What the F? Wow.
Yeah. Me and Dalia and a few other high-level energy practitioners are going to be demonstrating, for that Superhumans 2 movie.
What the? Wow. Guys, breaking freaking news. Chris Fazio is going to be in Superhuman. Holy freaking crap. That is insane. So breaking news, guys. Chris Fazio is going to be in Superhuman. Man, I'm, as a friend of yours, as someone who contributed to making you popular within this industry, I'm so happy to hear that freaking Chris Fazio's in Superhuman, because I mean, you kind of are synonymous with my channel and with the growth that I've had, and all the shenanigans too. So so it's just that makes me so happy right now to hear that.
Dude. Yeah, I thought Dalia would have told you that. That's the main reason.
I had no idea.
That's that we're going to be doing this. Is she convinced Colleen, I believe is her name, the one that's doing the documentary, to come and film in Utah, because we'll have all of us there. I mean, Blindsight, TK, Electro, and it'll just be and it's right after the seminar too. So it'll just be 1 week-long party, pretty much.
Wow, that is incredible. Yeah, that's just so cool. Chris, you're going to be attending another event, right? Shortly after that in October. Along with
Dalia just messaged me.
Oh,
that punk! She said she had it written in her calendar as 8:30. That.
Punk okay. Well, the perfect timing. She'll join us in a few minutes, so that's fine. That's fine.
Oh my gosh, awesome.
Yeah, which is perfectly fine. So Chris, you're going to be attending an event along with Master Senteris as well. Could you tell us about that a little bit? And man, I heard a rumor that there's going to be a guy there from South America that can materialize things. Could you tell us about that a little bit?
So from what I hear, this guy can materialize. From all I've been told is that he can materialize a coin out of thin air. Which I'm a coin dealer. I run a coin shop. That would be so beneficial for my business. I'm like, dude, I want to meet this guy. Like, I'm gonna be in the presence of some of the most powerful people in the world, and like, I'm gonna look like chopped liver. Like,
I mean, I, Chris, you're a humble guy, but like, I know how high level you are because, and is it okay if we talk about the school that you recently joined, which is like
yeah, of course.
my school that I was attending as well. I'm not attending this school at the moment because our teacher, I don't want to say his name. I don't want to say the name of the school. I don't think, because that's why I called him earlier to see if see if it's okay to mention his name and stuff like that. But I unfortunately couldn't get to talk to him before this interview. But our teacher's amazing. He's teaching Chris some like wild stuff, and I'm so happy that Chris is engaged in school, because Chris is already high level as it is, but my former teacher is taking Chris to a whole nother level. And is it okay if you reveal what you're currently working on? I mean, if you don't want to, if that's like,
no, I mean, like, if we don't get his permission in time, then we could just clip this out, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think we shouldn't reveal the mindset or the skill set that you guys are working on.
But it's so exciting.
But let's just say it's beyond telekinesis. It's beyond remote viewing, all this kind of stuff. Excuse me. But yeah, Dalia is with us here, so I'm gonna let Dalia join in now. Okay, so we started the interview without Dalia, but Dalia is here, so super excited that Dalia is here. Some of you on my channel, I did interview Dalia in the past, but some of you may not know who Dalia is, so let me briefly explain. Dalia is an amazing person, arguably the most powerful energy instructor that's public, in my opinion, right now. She's known for telepathy and mindsight. And healing. She's by far, hands down, the best healer I've ever encountered. She's healed my shoulder pains, and I think that's it, right? Just shoulder pain, maybe chest pain too, something. I can't remember what else she healed for me, but a couple of things, like maybe, was it a throat? I can't remember. Like, I just had like some kind of something going on. I can't remember quite, but anyways, just Dalia is just an amazing person, and she's becoming super famous like right now, along with her daughter, who's also like has 100% accuracy when it comes to telepathy. And telepathy, and just what do you even call it? Just channeling, like just knowing. She just knows anything and everything. So it's pretty crazy stuff that she's able to do. So Dalia, we've already talked about the event. Maybe we can hear your take on what you're going to be doing at the event as well. So could you let us know what you're going to be doing at the event that you guys are hosting?
Yeah, thanks for having me, and apologies. I thought we were going to be starting a little later, but it's all good. It's all good. So the event's going to be in Ogden, Utah, and it is about showing people what is humanly possible, like what we are capable of as humans. We're capable of much more than what we're going to show, but people are going to be seeing superhuman abilities, things that they didn't even think was possible, things such as telepathy, and they're going to see demonstrations of this, demonstrations of telepathy, demonstrations of telekinesis, demonstrations of mindsight, and more. They're going to see more than that. And then after they see it, they are going to actually learn how to do it themselves, and they're going to leave being able to do a lot more than they realized they were capable of doing. So it's going to be an incredible event, very phenomenal. We're going to have, my daughter is going to help demonstrate with the telepathy, but we're also going to have Melissa Graves. I don't know if you guys know her, but she is very big out there. She works with Dr. Diane along with me, and she also is a part of the telepathy tapes, and she is out there teaching people how to do telepathy. And she's also going to demonstrate telepathy. So it's going to be a pretty incredible event, and we're very excited about it.
I think I know who you're talking, because I mean I watched, or not watch, I listened to them obviously. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I think it's the person I'm thinking of, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, excuse me. Yeah, that's really cool. Is there like a website that you guys have so people can possibly, some of my audience may possibly want to attend? Do you guys have like a website or?
Yeah, you can actually visit extra-ordinaries.com. You can read about, it's called Sensus. That's what the event name is. And so Sensus is Latin for sensing and being able to feel and to being able to yeah, it's about like psychic ability and sensing. And so we love that name, and it's going to be all over the world. And so the first one is going to be here in Ogden, Utah, and the next one's going to be in London, England.
Okay. Is it okay if we mention, I also interviewed Alex Stefan in the past. He's also going to be a part of it as well. Am I correct on that, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Alex is actually co-writing it, and he is going to be doing a major hypnosis session on everyone to boost their abilities. And he's going to be doing these transformational sessions every day. And he has been shown to greatly enhance people's abilities from before the session and after. And so that's going to be a major part of their progress.
Very cool. Okay. So is there anything else that you guys want to add regarding the event? Like anything else, Chris, at all? You want to add to that, or?
Nope. Dalia kind of, well, and I've felt led to kind of step out of my little isolation bubble and be more in the spotlight. I think it's just time. It's more of a feeling than anything.
Yeah, I mean, you said that you're not going to reveal yourself again for 10 years. Like, was it a year and a half ago, 2 years ago or so, when we did the one particular interview that we had to delete, but or I had to delete. Yeah. That's
More
just,
so, I won't be teaching for at least that amount of time.
Oh, sorry. I have to rephrase it. You said you won't be teaching. Yes. So, but I mean, like I said, the fact that Chris is like, becoming public, I'm so happy because, I was telling Chris earlier, like Chris and my YouTube channel is so synonymous. And, the success that I had is like, Chris was like a major part of that. So, so like the fact that Chris is having all this success right now, and the fact that Chris is, getting his name out there, like it just makes me happy because Chris was a big part of my, journey in this interviewing people, in the metaphysical industry. So yeah. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. So can you guys just reveal to us how you guys met and like how you guys started training with each other and stuff, and how you guys just started to basically like work together, and like how like you guys end up going to the PsiGames together and all this kind of stuff. I mean, let's start with Dalia.
Sorry, my internet is cutting out. If it cuts out, let me know.
Okay.
Okay.
So Chris, can you maybe answer that question then until Dalia?
So I started talking to this to her friend Olivia, and like found out about Dalia that they were like two rising stars in Rob's group, and I was like, you guys live in Salt Lake City, what the crap? Like, there's so many energetic practitioners that live in Utah. Like, I had no idea about until after the PsiGames, but I don't know. It's almost like people of an energetic vibration that kind of just click, It's, and because Dalia was telling me she doesn't really like yang people, because it's like the exact opposite of yin, and it's just like two energies that don't want to go together and they just clash. But like she said that my energy felt good, and we just, I don't know, instant friends.
When I first reached out to Chris, like I had actually heard about him, and I reached out to him. I said, hey, I've been studying just as long as you. And at the time, Chris said he was not taking he wasn't even responding to people. He wasn't like taking friend requests, but he said he felt the need to talk to me. And then we got on a call together and we immediately hit it off. And I'm like, wow, like usually when I'm talking to guys that do a lot of hardcore energy work on the yang side, it's kind of hard to talk to them. But I was like, but it feels really good talking to you. And yeah, we just kind of hit it off. I told him I really liked his interviews. Like even on the interviews, I was really drawn to the way he spoke and what he was capable of. And I thought it was very admirable to take his training so far, because from my understanding, to be able to do what he does, you have to kind of go through some pain. You have to be able to push through and to be able to hold a charge for a long period of time. And it kind of hurts. And so anyone that's willing to do it for the rest of us to see it, it's very cool to me. I think it's very admirable. And so, yeah, so immediately I thought he was cool. He thought my training was so cool. Everything that we talked about on the call, we're like, whoa, everything you're saying is the opposite of how I was trained. And but it was fascinating. It was fascinating to talk to someone total opposite. But we did like a lot of the same stuff, but in the opposite direction and the opposite temperatures, stuff like that.
It's just so weird, you know, like because I didn't become friends with you, Dalia, through Chris. I mean, I became friends with you. I mean, I knew of you for a very long time, you know, because you know my former teacher was, you know, a student of your teacher, obviously, and stuff. But like, you know, it's just weird. Like I didn't become friends with you through Chris. And I didn't become friends with Chris through you. Like I was already friends with Chris for a long time. And like when I met you, you're like, oh, I know Chris Fozzie. I was like, what? That's crazy. It's just weird, isn't it? Like this, you know, metaphysical industry is such a small circle. Everybody kind of knows each other and stuff. Like, you know, it's just so weird. Yeah. But yeah, it's just so cool, you know, and it's just weird because like, you know, before Chris joined our school, you know, well, not my school at the moment, but like your guys' school, you know, like we already knew about the school. We talked about it a few times and stuff. And so just such a small circle and just kind of, yeah, cool that everybody kind of knows each other. Yeah, for sure.
Talking about how we all met, I remember when you reached out, you were like, oh, you just saw that I was in Rob's group, but you're like, hey, that's Dalia from this school. And I remember thinking, whoa, he must have been into this stuff for a long time because the school I'm in is more underground now. But about 10 years ago, that was kind of out there. And that's exactly what you told me when we met. You're like, yeah, like it was pretty popular about 10 years ago, and now it's more underground. And so I was very surprised that you even recognized me or anything. And it's just kind of synchronistic to me because I'm like, wow, anybody recognize me from the school? That's pretty incredible. They must be really.
Well, I mean, to be fair, like I am like very, very involved with this work, you know, compared to like a normal person. So I mean, like I know of a lot of people, you know, and I did instantly recognize you and stuff. But yeah, when Heidi, you know, introduced you to me, well, when Heidi told me that she's friends with you, I told Heidi, like, dude, I want to talk to her, please. And thank God I reached out to Heidi because it's changed my life, you know, because without you, I wouldn't have joined, you know, temporarily. And, you know, even today, I, you know, didn't get to talk to him, but like, you know what I mean? Like we're, you know, like he's still my teacher in my heart. So, you know, so yeah.
From what I know, he kicks everyone out. So
yeah. I mean, you know, and I just want to clarify something. So my teacher's a super, super nice guy. He's like the sweetest guy ever, our teacher. But like, you know, he still talks to me, and anytime I need something, he still responds and stuff and gives me like life guidance and things like that. So, you know, I mean, I am quote unquote kicked out, but like I don't have bad blood with this guy at all. Like our teacher, like he's an awesome guy, and you know, he's still my teacher. I'm just not paying him at the moment, but he's an incredible guy. Without mentioning his name, obviously our teacher is very private. He's a incredible guy. Like I don't even know what he's capable of, but he's capable of a lot. I do know that. Anything within reason, is there anything you can share about our teacher, Dalia? But I mean, you don't have to reveal too much, and I don't think he wants us to reveal too much about him. But
He's an incredibly powerful guy. Even when I said, "How was your first session with him?" He goes, "Oh, he's probably one of the most powerful people I've ever seen in my life."
Absolutely.
And
Without a doubt.
he's also very, very much not wanting to be out there. He doesn't want fame. He doesn't want any of that stuff. It's just like he just wants to do this from the heart. And I would even go back and say it wasn't like he kicked you out because like you were bad or anything. It was more like, hey, when you're ready, I will train you. And that's what he was saying.
What it is.
When you're ready for this kind of training, I'll train you. And it's more about caring about your well-being than saying, get out of here, you know?
Yeah. I mean, he's just, I can't say enough good things about him. And and I'm still technically training, just doing simple, just literally just laying down meditation. That's all I'm doing. But like, but that's still training. It's just that I'm not doing like the electricity cultivation, so to speak, this stuff, but that's something that
he was pretty excited to meet Chris, though, someone that's been training all this time and who's picking it up so quickly. So.
Yeah. Chris, from your perspective, you obviously, I mean, everybody knows this, so it doesn't matter. Compared to Steve Gray's training, how does this compare? Like night and day, or
such a different worlds? It's like you take one approach that's completely yang, movement guided, heat, compacting, internal, and then this yin system of training, which there's not much out there on yin training. I mean, I've searched for the past since 2011 for any information I could find on yin training. Very limited stuff out there. And so when me and Dalia met at PsiGames, I cannot believe that was the first time still to this day. Like
that's the first time we met in person.
Yeah. And we started doing energy work, and I could feel the coldness. Standing around you is like standing inside of a fridge. And I was like, oh my gosh, I freaking need this. This is incredible. And just us playing energetically out in the courtyard, attracted so much attention, and it was such a good high vibe feeling. And you could just feel the energetic difference. It's softer. It's a real soft approach, and yang is intense. You need to be focused, disciplined, no slacking. Yin is take it easy. I'm like, wait. How do I do that? Coming from a yang perspective, it's a change.
It was fun when we first saw each other, and he was just constantly sweating all the time. And then he's like, "Oh, just sit next to me." He's like, "Oh, the refrigerator, the ice."
Seriously, it's like an ice box.
But then later we started having fun, switching, and I was like, "Hold on, let me just do the yang, and then you do the yin." And so I remember I would do the yang, I would do the electric stuff into your hands, and then you would do this the spinning cool ball, and it was very cool. And I couldn't believe how easy it was to feel what he was doing. It was like he had been doing it for years. But yeah, and some of the forms, it's just the only difference is just switching it around and going the opposite direction. And he noticed whoa, when I go this way, when I go clockwise, it's cool, but as soon as I go counterclockwise, fire. And I was like, exactly, that's so nuts.
It's just little differences like that. It changes everything. And then intention. And then utilizing the outside energies versus internal, which it's all about. My training is all about gathering, compacting this heat into a ball, and then breaking it free internally. Yin is about building something on the outside of your body. And it's cold, and it is the exact opposite of the governing forces of the universe. It's like gravity, darkness, feminine. Yeah, I mean, it feels so soft. It's hard to describe, but it's very soothing. It does not feel sharp and electric and hot like what I've been using my entire life. So really exciting.
Yeah, certainly. I think the only other system that I know of that's yin based, that's water path based, is Max Christensen's Kunlun, to my knowledge. There's other systems that call themselves like water path, but I'm not quite sure how quote unquote yin based they are. So I can't really speak for them. I haven't looked into it enough, but so
Yeah, the
I've
Kunlun
been.
system most
Sorry,
definitely.
go ahead.
I was going to say the Kunlun system is most definitely yin. The practices and forms are very different than what I'm used to, but when I see them explain it and everything, I'm like, oh, that's definitely yin. Everything they're explaining is yin. So it is interesting. That's the only other system I know of that kind of focuses on it too.
Yeah, certainly. So I got hit up by so many people when I initially said that I'm training at this particular system. Back in the day, like at least 4 or 5 people wanted to like even join and stuff. I just didn't really want to like advertise it because, like I said, my teacher is a pretty private person. But there is a website and stuff like that. You can just sign up. Dalia, so is it okay? I'm obviously going to be putting your social media links in the description. People can maybe hit you up if they really, really want to like join the school, and like, if you feel like, this, if you kind of resonate with the person, if you feel like their energy is good, maybe you can refer them to the school. Is that
Well, they can
fair?
just go to the website. That's totally fine. They
Okay,
can,
okay, that's fine. I'm
yeah.
just gonna reveal the school's name. It's called the School of Chi Energy. I was just hesitant, but like I got Dalia's permission. I mean, Dalia's an instructor there, so it's definitely fine. The school is called the School of Chi Energy, so I'll put it in the description. So there you go. There you have it, folks. So it's called the School of Chi Energy, .com. So
Yeah, what I
okay.
find interesting about the yin path is, usually when you're thinking about like telekinesis or lighting the light bulb and electrokinesis, all that stuff, you usually started out with a yang-based system. You'll get there a little bit faster. But you can do it with yin, and Chris has actually been playing with that, and he's showing that yeah, you can do all of that stuff with yin. And so and
Wow.
our instructor, the main instructor, he's always told us that, and has many stories about that. But yeah, like Chris has been playing with it and seeing how that works, and it's very cool to see.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. So let's talk about the PsiGames a little bit. Yeah, just I mean, you obviously competed it. You like participated in it and stuff. Yeah, tell me about like just everything you did at the PsiGames.
Well, it's interesting. As soon as the PsiGames was announced, this was over a year ago. It was announced, and they had Jimmy Akin originally as one of the judges. And I said, I like Jimmy Akin, and so I said, I want to go to that just so I can watch him. So I'm thinking I'll go as a spectator. And so I asked my daughter, I said, hey, Lidu, is it a good idea for me to, anything that's a big decision, I usually ask her. And I said, so am I supposed to go to this thing? And I'm thinking again, as a spectator, or should we go? Or what do you have to say? What do the angels have to say? And so my daughter, again, I don't know how much you introduced her, but my daughter is, her name's Lidu, and very, very telepathic. We were part of the telepathy tapes. We work with Dr. Diane. And so Lidu tells me, we're going to be there. So she says, both of us are going to be there and we're going to be center stage. And I was like, whoa. I was like, really? We're going to be on the stage and we're going to be like a big part of the stage? And I was like, okay. And I said, well, then I will wait for an invitation then. And then about a month or so later, Hakeem, who is the one who puts the PsiGames together, he reaches out and he asked me to do Contact in the Desert and the PsiGames. And I don't even know how Hakeem knew that I could do Mindsight. And even though he knew I could do Mindsight, he didn't realize to the extent I could do it. Like, because he seemed very surprised when I showed him in person. But so yeah, it was a month later. We get the invite. Rob Freeman, he asked me to be on his team. He because they needed a team for the PsiGames, and I said, okay, fine, I was just gonna go and kind of demonstrate and help out, but I guess I'll compete. I wasn't planning on it, but okay. And so what? Being on the team, I was the last one. Me and the person from the Monroe Institute, we were the last ones up there for Mindsight, and So all the other people, there were some that did have legitimate mindsight, but they weren't used to performing in front of an audience. And some of them said the mask was way too tight and they couldn't see. They hadn't trained that way. I had trained in front of an audience. I had already done Contact in the Desert by then. I trained with very tight masks, so I knew it would be no problem. And so, yeah, I go up there and man, the audience went insane. Afterward, there was tears in the house. Everybody was crying and people were coming up to me like, oh my gosh, I'm so inspired. And some people even said their mindset turned on as they were watching. They said, I closed my eyes and I followed what you said. You said there were windows and I actually saw those colors. And I thought some people were exaggerating, but it was like 10 people who told me that. And so that was a big deal. And then my daughter demonstrating, it just kind of, everybody went kind of quiet. It was just like they had never expected to see something like what my daughter was doing. And so it was a huge, exciting time. And Chris was there. And yeah, Chris, how was that?
Yeah, Chris, what do you make of Lilu's ability? I mean, she's just...
It was mind-blowing. I mean, anything that you're thinking, anything that you're looking at, it is not hidden. Like, you'll know it instantly without a doubt. Like, there is no mistruth, and it is like a whole world that I had no idea about. But it is like unbelievable. Like that this is all stuff that we used to do all the time, people. And we've just gotten away from it. I think we're stepping back into this knowledge now, and it's like now that we're discovering that people like you can do these things on the regular, especially with the telepathy, mind communication. I mean, we've been practicing. We had a video call with 3 of us, and just it's kind of weird tapping into that level of energy. I got chi sickness, chi burnout when I was first starting my training because I'm an idiot. I decided to do 4 hours straight, right? Which my master was not okay with. He's like, you don't.
Oh, you're not talking about Steve. You're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
My new Sifu. I don't know if we can say his name, so out of respect, I won't. But I got so overloaded with ki, I was throwing up like nonstop. I was shaking. I had all these psychic visions, just very intense psychic visions. And then I communicated with Lidu, and I knew without a doubt that it was not fake. Because she's like, leave me alone. I'm trying to sleep. And I was like, how is this happening? She's like, good for you. Okay, bye. I was like, what is it like? I've never experienced anything like it.
Yeah, because Lidu, that's when people, when she's trying to sleep, it's all night long. People are trying to ping her. And she tells me that kind of frustrates her. And, she's like, oh, I'm tired of telling them that I'm hearing them, She didn't say that about you specifically. She's used to it now, Chris. But
I heard her literally tell me, leave me alone.
That does sound like her too.
Dalia, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Dalia, do you think you can get to the point where you can be as in tune as Lilu when it comes to telepathy?
Lilu says I will, and she actually said that I will in the fall.
What?
Yeah, and I'm actually at the point now. I'm nowhere near her right now, but right now, it's not consistent. But most of the time, if she writes the word down and puts it down, I'll know the word. I can usually what I'll do is I'll I play around with her and I'll touch the first letter of the letter word like she does, but then I'll just say the word and yeah, I've been able to do it a bunch of times now. I've recorded it and I was like, this is insane. I'm still not at the level of what she can do because what she can do is mind blowing. It will take me all day to talk about what she can do, but I'm still not at that level. But at the level where I can at least get her words and her sentences, I can do that much.
Chris, what is your? I mean, with this new training that you're doing, what is your goal now? Like, has your goal changed? I mean, obviously, when you were training with Tian Shan, I mean, your goal was to obviously achieve enlightenment, things like that. But like, I'm assuming you still have those same goals, but like now that like the ability stuff is more enhanced, like, do you have any more goals?
I'm trying to telepathically connect with Dalia right now because I really want to talk about it. But she's gone. I think I'm gonna take that as a sign. So there are so many different side effects with yin training than there are with yang, and they are very spiritually noticeable side effects. Example, making a copy of yourself to send anywhere in the world that people can see, hear, interact with. Being able to step outside of your body at will, turning invisible. These are all, and something that I've always tried to learn how to do, but I've never met anybody that can do it on command, is levitation. And through this training method, utilizing this gravitational force, it absolutely lets you tap into bending the rules of physics. I don't know if Dalia is going to get pissed at me later for speaking on this, but you weren't around, so it's fine.
Did you say something about me?
Dalia, is it okay if we talk about like some of the stuff that Chris is working on and like what can happen as a side effect, like the abilities that, you know, Chris can possibly
me and Dalia are competing right now.
Not demonstrate per se to the public, but like
demonstrate.
To me personally.
Yeah, let's talk about what we're competing on. That's fun.
But are you sure we can talk about this? Because it's pretty out there.
Well, we can talk about what the ability does or what the form does.
I mean,
even if we said the name of the form, nobody's going to know how to do it.
Not the form, but like what the ability is. Like, can we talk about that? Or
yeah, that's fine.
I mean, okay, so guys, so the school's very advanced. They're competing to practice invisibility right now. It's
I'm gonna beat you.
It's mind-boggling. But it's real, guys, because like these guys are so advanced, like it's like beyond my comprehension. But there you have it, folks. So yeah, so now that
I know people who have done it. I know people have done it in their, what we have is something called a chi chamber. I'm just putting words out there now, but we have this little chamber where we do our practice in, and it enhances our form. And I know someone whose arms disappeared right in front of him as he was doing this form. But usually the first thing that kind of disappears is just your head. That's the first thing. So yeah, I've had a little bit of the head kind of disappearing, but I want to get it on video. I thought I told you that.
No,
it was just last week.
I'm gonna win this bet. I'm serious. He's not gonna ship he did not ship it, did he?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Chris was gonna send my yin stick, and Dalia thought that he was gonna send it today. I bet 100% no chance. And she has to stop practicing for a week.
So if the stick didn't get sent today, then I will, whenever we find out, I will stop practicing for a week so that Chris can get ahead of me.
I mean, you know, when we talked about invisibility back in the day, Chris, I mean, it sounded so unreal, but now my comprehension with what is possible is like, you know, like out of control. Like it's like I don't even like I don't know what to even think anymore. It's anything's truly possible at this point.
Nothing is impossible. It's just
yeah. I mean, like I don't know. It's just invisibility just sounds so out there, but it's real, guys. And levitation, it's real, and there's people that can do it. And I think we're gonna get to the point where, right now all we're seeing is like, really low level side wheel demos and things like that. But I have a feeling we're soon gonna be seeing the real crap, the real stuff, like the real real stuff. Like even like it'll make the John Chang, like, burning stuff, make it, seem amateur. So.
It's events like the PsiGames that kind of allow people to accept that we don't know everything about ourselves, and it was a very uplifting energy being around so many people that were so open to the idea of us being more, and just that energy, it heightened everybody. Like, abilities became possible that you didn't even think about using before, just because the energy there was so accepting. That tells a lot about this.
Yeah, certainly. Man, there's just so much more we could talk about, but
What's interesting to me is
yeah.
like on the yang side, what most people get really good at is like telekinesis and pyrokinesis and stuff like that. Sorry, I just ran up the stairs. I just heard like something go off and I was like, what the? So
Dalia, we can't hear you.
oh, sorry about that. On the yin side though, what we usually get good at is going out of body and healing. And yin is the force of healing and creation. And yang is more for warriors, where it's more about repelling and, sorry, still out of breath. It's more about repelling and pushing away. And so things like telekinesis and with chi that pushes you away and repels, that's more of yang. But yin is more like attractive and healing and talking to spirit, going out of body, channeling. Mindsight's a little bit more yin. So there's these abilities that is easier to access if you're on the inside. There's some that are easier to access if you're on the yang side. So when I met Chris, I was so impressed. I was like, wow, you're really good at these things that are harder for me to do. But I know that once you get really good at yin, you can do stuff like that stuff that's on the yang side. And once you get really good at yang, you can do stuff that we do on the inside. So, and again, it comes back to that whole thing where it's so much the opposite. Like what he was impressed by, I thought was easy. And what I was impressed by, he thought was easy. So it was just very interesting when we first met.
Yeah, definitely. Chris, now that you're on the yin path, I mean, you still can do electrokinesis, obviously, but I'm guessing that you don't want to do it as much anymore.
Huh?
So the Fachi, like you can still do the Fachi, the electrokinesis, but now that you're following the yin path, like you probably don't want to do it as much as
it's easier.
It's easier. Could you talk about it a little bit more?
It doesn't put pressure on the body, like, and I've been using it consistently more and more every day. Like I'm charged up right now, and I was just zapping. So I don't know.
Wow.
I heard it.
That's incredible.
I don't know if you can even hear that or where the speaker's coming from, but
Dalia, so
I try not to zap or anything, but
Dalia, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I accidentally zapped our mutual friend Chris, the other Chris. I always call him back before this Chris started training. I called him Yin Chris, and I called this one Yang Chris. And I accidentally at the PsiGames, he was there, and I accidentally shocked him. And when I was playing with Chi with him, and after that, he was scared for a while. He was just afraid of. And I'm like, I promise, I'm very round. I'm very good right now. But yeah, it was really fun with this Chris. Just like going yang and having him show me how to do the stuff backwards. It feels like putting on your clothes backwards. It feels like your eyelids are inside out, and you're putting on your clothes inside out. It just feels the opposite, and it's so weird to do, but it's fun. Tensing up and letting the electric bolts coming out. And he's just so sensitive. Like I'm talking about, it's so easy for him to feel the forms. Even our friend Chris, who's on the yin path, like he was on the phone with me and he was doing these forms on this Chris, and Chris, it's hard because they're both Chris, so I'll just say Fazio. I'll say Fazio. So Fazio was actually feeling every single time he did anything, he could feel it, and he knew exactly where he was doing it and how he was doing it. And it was very cool, and he's just so sensitive, and I'm very impressed.
Super sensitive.
So Dalia, from your perspective, I mean, electrokinesis, I mean, I guess it can be done in a yin way, is what we're discovering. I mean, like pyrokinesis, Fachi, electrokinesis, that's like a yang. I mean, I thought it was a yang technique, but like, looks like Dalia's. But I guess Chris can answer this. But I guess it can be done in a yin way, right? I suppose.
Right. All of this stuff, all of these effects, they're just, and this is what I want to stress to everybody. Once you have enough ki and you're able to manipulate enough energy over building up your neurons over time, there is no shortcut, unfortunately, to that aspect of training. You have to build up your ability to handle more and more. Once you have an abundance of energy and you're able to manipulate more and more, kind of like midichlorians, like Star Wars is all about how many midichlorians you have. That's how much force you can actually control. That's very much the same concept. The more you're able to control, you're able to do all these effects just by physical manifestations in and outside of the body, and the majority of it is all in here.
I have got to say, having me and Chris on the call together, I have never had so many interruptions and so many technical difficulties on a call, except for another time that you and me were on the call and my computer kept messing up. It was when you charged up, Chris.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm charged up now. It's just I'm charged up in a different way.
Mm-hmm. So you were asking me, Ken, is it possible to do electrokinesis in a yin way? And most definitely. And I've actually felt Chris do it. And I was like, wow, that's so interesting to feel it in a cool way. And in a way that's not electrocuting me, not a bunch of lightning strikes coming onto me. But our Sifu, he actually said that you can even do pyrokinesis in a yin way. And so, which surprised me because I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know about that much. But so, yeah, he said you can basically do everything in a yin way.
That's an eye opener for sure. Because I mean, so many people are like literally, I mean, like Master Jing, died and stuff. And, it's just very unfortunate. But yeah, it's just cool to know that there is a way to do it in the right way. But I still want to really stress this though. Just because you're doing these techniques and, with the School of Chi Energy's methods, I mean, there are ways to hurt yourself, and that's why I'm not training. So I do want to stress that just because you're on the yin path, like, you can accidentally hurt yourself still. So I do want to stress that to people, like this stuff is like, this stuff is very serious. Like this stuff is nothing to, play around with, so you have to take
Chris
it.
already said like he had the chi sickness and he's throwing up like 10 times that day. I've accidentally I've had a few side effects over the years, but one of the ones I had a lot was where I would knock myself out of my body on accident though, and I wouldn't be able to get back in. And that once I do get back in, that your body, your ego, your body, everything gets really upset for a while, and because you freak out and you're like, oh my gosh, like why can't I get back in? And so there was this one time I could not get back in. I had knocked myself out so badly, and I remember Lilu. This is way before I knew she was telepathic because she couldn't communicate yet, and she was sitting on the bed. And I remember I was able to get my body to wake up for a split second. And I said to her, I said, Lilu, if I fall back asleep, wake me. And then I couldn't finish the sentence, but I was thinking it. And my body fell back down and I got knocked out again. But I saw Lilu as if she heard me. I didn't know she was telepathic. And she comes right over and she was looking directly at me, the spirit, not me, the body. And she came right over and she woke me up. And then I remember getting the sickness because there was a lot of spinning. There was a lot of weird stuff going on, a lot of noise. And I just remember getting very sick, throwing up motion sickness, dizziness, and just being like, I'm going to quit. I'm quitting. I hate this stuff. And then like 2 days later, I'm like, no, I'm not going to quit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can cause, a lot of people think, oh, if it's spiritual, if it's energy, it's blasphemous basically to say that it could hurt you. And I'm like, no, everything can hurt you. Water can hurt you if you drink too much. It can kill you. Everything that's good done in excess, even fasting and stuff, all of that done in excess is going to be hurting. And it's the same thing with energy training.
Yeah, well said, Dalia. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about, express? Maybe you guys want to talk about the event more or something. Anything that you guys have in mind right now? I do want to, talk about a few things.
Well, for the event, the main thing is like a lot of people are going to be coming there for the Mindsight. A lot of them are going to be coming for telepathy. I feel like they're going to be leaving with the excitement of Chris. I think Chris is really going to be like, whoa, I was not expecting that. I came here for this and this, and I'm very happy for what I came for. But what he showed me, that just really, oh man, it's, I think the event is the element of surprise and people not realizing how amazing what they're going to see is. A lot of people have seen the telepathy, and they've seen the telepathy, they've watched or heard the telepathy tapes, they've seen me and Levio on video, and they've seen me do the Mindsight. But a lot of the stuff that Chris is going to show, I don't think they've really seen that in person. And that's going to be so exciting.
Yeah, certainly. I just want to say one thing to you, Dalia. When you were telling me, I'm not as nowhere near successful as you guys in life. Like I'm still like working a dead end job. I got to go to a minimum wage job tomorrow and stuff, but like you've shown me, Dalia, time and time again that you can just have one powerful skill set. It's mindset healing and like telepathy, but you can just have one powerful mindset and you can just like make a living, and I mean, I remember you telling me when you were a healer, you had so many clients lined up that you couldn't, that you had to like, make people wait for months and stuff. And like right now, the same thing's happening to you now. Like, you're in so much demand. You're on podcasts all the time, and you're putting on events all the time, and it's just, yeah, it's just really impressive. And it's just a reminder to me, like, man, it's just, I should maybe focus on one thing and get really good at one thing, and also just be a yin person, like don't stress, just be relaxed. And that's, you've kind of shown me the path towards like living a.
Well, I think it's more along the line, like even when I was doing the healings and I had that long waiting list, I wasn't really happy doing it. And I was confused. Why am I not happy doing this? Because I feels like I'm just working hard. I was overextending myself, and it's more about just being happy with where you are and finding the reasons that you are happy where you are. Because if you create a gap of where you should be versus where you are, that's just going to lead you to be unhappy. So it's more about finding what is amazing right now and just going with it and kind of going with the flow of what's amazing and where you're kind of being called to go. Like I didn't try to get good at Mindsight and put myself in the public or anything. It just happened. It just all came into alignment. I was planning on just being a stay-at-home mom for the next 3 years. Like I was planning, I shut the healing business down a couple of years ago because I had my baby, and I said, okay, when he goes to school, when he's 5 years old, that is when I will come back in the public, or, not even public, but I will come back and I will do work again. But the Mindsight stuff happened on its own because it was supposed to happen. It was just kind of meant to be. And I went with it. And so it went against my plans. It wasn't something I was forcing myself to do. It was something I was just trying to enjoy life the way it was. And when I saw something come about, I went with it because it felt right. So I would just say, just finding what you enjoy now and going with it and putting your focus on that and not focusing so much on what you don't have, because whatever we put our focus on is what we are going to bring. So if you're putting your focus on what I don't have, you're going to bring more of that feeling into your life.
Yeah, well said. I just want to mention a few things to Chris. Man, like I miss the good old days, Chris, like the golden age of this telekinesis industry, so to speak. I feel like when the Facebook group's algorithm kind of went down, like we kind of lost touch with like connection. I know you were a very private guy, but like I kind of miss the days when like Facebook groups was like very engaging. I know there was a drama and there were shenanigans and there was
in the era
there was like
of
stupid stuff for sure, but like at the same time, like now that there's like nothing, and it's not even like my fault or anybody's fault, it's just like the algorithm's different now, and it's just like I kind of miss a big part of me misses the good old days, like the golden age, so to speak, like with Norman and like Pan, like those are good old times. Like it's so good to see you back. When I'm sure Pan and Norman will be watching this, and it's just and let's talk about Pan a little bit. I'm sure he'll be watching this. So Master Senteris will be at this event. By the way, we already have mentioned this, but man, it's cool because Senteris method is, I would say it's a Yang method, but Senteris method is very successful, and it seems like a lot of people aren't really having bad side effects with Senteris method, to my knowledge. I interviewed several of the students, and they're all like super happy with Master Senteris. Master Senteris is incredible. It'd be cool, if we can bring because Master Senteris has phenomenal students. So it'd be cool if they can participate in the side games or something. That'd be pretty cool, right? And I don't know. It's cool. I mean, I know Rob's got the team, but I don't know. Now that Heidi and Zaddy and them are like part of School of Chi Energy, it's like you guys, we got School of Chi Energy teams. So, so it's just the side games will be far more interesting, coming up.
So, well, I challenged Senteris to a lightsaber battle to the death. So maybe
Where at the event?
Yeah. Well, no, before I challenged him 3 years ago, just as a joke, because we were sending each other demonstration videos, and obviously Senteris is way up here, and I'm like,
yeah.
But I was like, I think we got to battle it out. So.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. But I just wanted to say that, Chris, so much shenanigans and annoying stuff happened. Looking back in hindsight, it really wasn't a big deal. But at the time, I was new to social media relatively. And there was just, it wasn't just regular social media work. It's we're talking about weird stuff like we're talking now. I just didn't know how to handle the pressure at the time well, and not to mention I was going through my own wrong energy training phase as well, so I had a lot of emotional problems at the time. So coupled with all that, it was just really a weird time in my life. But looking back in hindsight, that chaos, which wasn't that chaotic, but but just I missed those days a little bit. A part of me, it was fun. And I guess we can end at this. So Chris, I heard from the grapevine that there's a person that's hosting Tian Shan training again. So I just wanted to say I didn't want that lineage to disappear. I sincerely wanted someone to preserve Steve's legacy. And so I'm very happy to hear that, I don't know who this person is. It's an anonymous person, but I sincerely am happy that's going on. And I still respect Steve, so I just want to say that.
I miss him. I miss him like crazy.
Yeah.
Think about him all the time.
Yeah. So that's all I wanted to say. Any final thoughts, guys?
Yeah, I have one final thought. So at this point in life, I think we're kind of tapping into what our true calling in life is. And as much as I resist, and Dalia resists, and you resist, Ken, we're going to keep on circling back. And the less we resist, the easier it's going to be. And right now, I'm able to see people's paths, especially that I know well. And we're all in this together. We're meant to further humanity. We're meant to evolve people. And I think it's time.
Yeah, going along with what Chris said, this is a time of remembrance. These are innate abilities, and the only reason we haven't been using them is because we never thought to use them. And or either that, or we just either didn't believe that they were there, or we just didn't even think that they were there. And now that we're seeing them, it's like the 4-minute mile. Everybody's going to keep saying that. Now that we're seeing them, we're all going to start doing it. And what we're capable of. There's so many abilities out there that we still haven't even thought about. And I learn a lot about them through Lido. I'm like, I had no idea that was a thing. I can't believe you can do that. And so it's pretty amazing what it is to be human. There's a lot of talk about getting these chips and stuff so we can have these abilities. I'm like, we really don't even need those chips. Like, we can do this stuff without the technology. It's so incredible. And it's incredible that we were given this role in this life to show it and to demonstrate it. I know, like, Chris didn't want to do this. Like, he didn't want to be in this role to demonstrate and show people. I never ever expected this. I'm like, where did this come from? And so yeah, for a long time I refused to be on camera and even talk about this stuff, and I was always word of mouth. I would never go public, and now it's just the total opposite. I'm like, oh, this is a calling. And yeah, I'm honored that we're going to be doing our role to help raise what it means to be human. So it's exciting times.
Certainly. Yeah. Well said. Okay. Well, thank you guys for this awesome interview. So once again, what is the website for the event that you guys are hosting again?
It's going to be extra-ordinaries.com. And that's for all of the census events that we're going to be having.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And to those that want to join the program that I used to train in a few months ago, that Chris and Dalia is currently training, it is called the schoolofchienergy.com. I will put that in the description as well. So if you guys want to check it out, you guys can come. You guys can probably join the most advanced chi training you can ever experience. So.
And if you want to host some like live betting events on who's going to reach invisibility first, Chris v. Dalia.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I couldn't hear that either. What did you say, Chris?
I said if you guys want to host a live betting event on who's going to reach invisibility first, we could start.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh man.
Wait, hold on a second. Chris, I got to ask you. So are you willing to go on video with this?
Dude, if I can go invisible, I mean, how do you get that on camera? They're like filming nothing, right? I want to do it live if I can. That would be.
Okay.
I think it's just the competitive nature. It's totally a Yang thing. But
so yeah, I know. It's fun though. Our instructor, he used to play these games. It was almost like they played hide and seek, but they were invisible. And like, so there's a lot of games he used to play with the invisibility thing.
Oh
are you talking about our Sifu?
Yeah.
Really?
You'll have to ask him about it if you don't know.
That's so funny. Oh my God. How do you find someone that could literally turn invisible? That's funny.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. It's just like I said, like you guys are really furthering
That's awesome.
This industry, because I mean, I feel like for a decade or so, we were kind of stuck on just like super basic demos in the public. But like the real underground stuff is maybe about to be revealed now, so it'll be. I don't know, like if I'm gonna be the one to be like exposing the real underground stuff that's possible to the public finally, then I'll be honored, but at the same time a little bit scary too. Like I don't know what the repercussions are for this. So, yeah, so
I could see Ken running on water pretty soon.
Me running, I just like, okay, so I just want to say something to the public real quick. Like Chris and Dalia are like at the school, they're on like almost year 10 or something like that, right? I was started out around like year 2 or something. So like they have 5 times more energy than me. They're like far, far, far beyond me. So like I got a lot of catching up to do whenever I joined the school again. And I think by that point, like they're gonna be far further ahead to me. So like, you know, I'm kind of a nobody, but like it's okay. Like I used to want to become like super powerful and stuff, but I genuinely don't care anymore. I really like, and I mean this from the bottom.
You have a lot of key. I think you underestimate yourself, man. It's like you have a lot of energy. You've been doing this just as long as we have.
I have, but I haven't gotten the results that you guys have, though. So
it's just funny because I said the same thing to him when I first met him, Chris. And he's like, "What?" I said the word bioenergy, but it's still the same thing.
Yeah, I remember you saying something, Dalia, to me, like you have a lot of energy, but it's not sticking to you or something like that. I didn't know what that meant, but I remember that always stuck to me. Like, I don't know what that means, but okay, I'll take her word for it, you know. So,
dude, I think that your energy signature is just you haven't found like it's calling yet. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I don't know. I just saw. I could just see you totally running on water.
Running on water. Okay.
We all need to get together.
That'd be cool, but like I don't know. Maybe because I'm at the point where like I genuinely don't care anymore. I just want to blow up on social media, not because of fame or anything. Just because I'm just tired of just working. Like I just want to get paid now. Like that's all I care about now. And I'm making an admission here. That's all I care about. Like I don't care about the abilities. I don't care about fame. I just want to get paid. So, like, you know, so like that's literally where I'm at in my life, and I'm not afraid to like be open about that. And so that's all I care about right now. And
money's important. You can manifest.
Yeah, that's all I can say. And I know I can make it happen. It's just time to make it happen. And
what I love about our field, when you are able to demonstrate the abilities and the abilities itself, and your training becomes your life, you come across a lot of rich people, and to them, money is no object. To them, it's like what money cannot buy me is these abilities that you have. And they're like, I'm willing to give you whatever just so you can show me these abilities or give me these abilities. And so it's like the abilities or just your training becomes so much more valuable than money. When I go to these events and I'm speaking, me and Lidu, so many of these speakers look at us in awe, and these are like super rich people, and they're looking at us like, wow, what you're showing the world, that's priceless, you know, like, and I love that we are creating this community of people who can do these things, and we're all coming out more and more. I mean, the PsiGames, there are so many more people out there that did not show up to the PsiGames. Like I told you, I wasn't even planning on participating until Lidu said, and I kept my mind open to it. But it's really nice that we're in this community and we can be there for each other. You know, like there's a lot of people out there that just see this stuff online and they just think it's junk and it's crap. And I can tell you firsthand, like what Chris can do, what Fazio can do is real. Like I could feel that stuff, and it's just fun. And he's seen me do stuff in person, and yeah, it just becomes laughable. Like when people are saying, "Oh, that's fake" and stuff, and it's even more laughable when you're in a community. So yeah, like I love that this is all getting out there. But yeah, like Ken, I don't think you know, I think the whole thing with money and stuff, you start to realize like money is important and it's great, but it's like how do I say it?
Side effects.
Yeah, it's like the abilities and what we're bringing to the world, the transformations and what we're learning about ourselves. Like to me, that's so much more valuable. And if you have that calling and you're actually going after your calling instead of the money kind of follows you.
Yeah. That's why I'm like back doing this stuff, you know. So sorry, what were we gonna say, Chris?
So this sounds absolutely insane. I have 2 successful coin stores, and honestly, if I'm called to it and I feel strongly enough that I am, I'll walk away. And
I've literally had people tell me this mission and this cause is so important. I will drop my job and I will work for you for free, which I never would take it. But I've had people do it. Like I've had people just stop working in order to help with our cause and stuff. It's just
That's
because
what I feel is happening now too.
yeah, it's such a big it's so enlightening. And like I said, like the richest people, they come down into tears when they see like Lidu demonstrate in front of them for the first time. They're like, this is real to me. Something that I've always wished was real. You just proved to me it's real. And they just are brought to tears, and it's just so much more valuable than in all their money. They would even give it up just to be able to learn these abilities. And it's incredible. Like with this, you're already in this world, Ken, and this is a part of your mission and your calling. So I'm interested in what you're gonna do with it.
Yeah, like I told you, in the beginning, Chris's success has been very much synonymous with mine, and like you're having like mind-boggling success. I knew you were gonna be like popular, but like I didn't think you were gonna be this popular like this soon, and like seeing it firsthand is like pretty inspiring. So maybe your success could be maybe possibly synonymous with mine. You mentioned like people like wanted to work for you and stuff. Maybe we could do something big together in the future. I'm open to anything, but like I'm not gonna like beg for it. You know what I mean? Like in the right time, maybe.
Can I just say something that's true? You're supposed to be in this, Ken. You're supposed to be in this. Like I feel that so strongly. And I feel like it's all going to come together. And
yeah, I think so too. I mean, sometimes I ask myself, like how am I freaking working this stupid job? And then I'm like,
living a double life.
I'm also like a relatively known like energy guy. You know what I mean? Like how it just doesn't seem real. Like because it's like half my life I feel like I'm a freaking nobody, but like there's another aspect of me where I'm just something like bizarre. So
that's like going to
ever since what like I keep forgetting what year. Like I started the same year as you, Chris. Was it 2012? Yeah, like all my goal it wasn't to like get famous and to get money. It wasn't to do anything. It was just like I want to train because I just like training every day and I want to build abilities. But it wasn't to gain anything. It was just I just love doing this. And if I had the idea like I need to achieve something with this, I would have felt like I had failed in my 20s. I would have felt because I'm in my 40s, and if this is what I was looking for the whole time, I would have felt like I was a failure this entire time. And I wasn't looking for this. I just kind of welcomed it when it came. The whole time I was just enjoying doing what I was doing. I was doing my energy training and everything, but I was also living a normal life on the side. You can absolutely enjoy your pizza job. You can absolutely enjoy that as you're doing all the other stuff you love, and until the calling comes to you. But yeah, if you're still just looking for and wondering what am I supposed to do, that's just going to bring in this feeling of I'm failing or I'm a loser, I'm not doing anything. It invites those kind of feelings. But you really are like, it sounds like to me your job is easy. It sounds like it pays you exactly what you need. It gives you enough time to do this stuff on the side. You're able to box, you're able to do the podcast. It sounds like you have an amazing setup already. And
yeah, I do, and I should be more grateful. It's just that I'm just saying I know I can do much more. I know my potential, so that's just all I'm saying.
Well, it's like you could be building your potential like every day right now, like with your boxing and everything. It's like you could be just building up for when you're ready. Because every day I was training, I didn't know where it was going to go. I just knew I wanted to train, and you knew that you wanted to box, but you don't know why. Like maybe that's going to lead to whatever your purpose is.
Like we're being guided whether we like it or not. It's whether we choose to answer the call when it comes time that determines everything. I mean, it's like, are you going to stay here? Are you going to step into your true potential? I feel like I'm being called right now and I hate it, but I'm not going to fight it because
interesting.
I've grown two very successful businesses here. Why would I leave that? Well, because I'm supposed to be on this spiritual path of leading others to enlightenment or furthering humanity. If that's what I'm called to do, I will immediately step away and
do what I'm
supposed to.
Very profound. That's so profound. Yeah. Okay, well, I think we'll wrap this interview up now. Thank you guys so much for participating. So once again, when is the event again?
So the event's going to be October 19th to the 25th, I believe. And that is going to be next month in Ogden, Utah. It's going to have my daughter demonstrating. It'll have Chris demonstrating. I will be demonstrating. Nikki will be demonstrating. She is the other mindsight instructor in Rob's seminars. And Alex Stefan, of course, he's going to be teaching and doing the hypnosis. He's going to be teaching telekinesis. And then we have Melissa Graves. So we're going to have just being there and watching the demonstrations, even if you didn't learn how to do the stuff, that's going to be worth it. Like just alone, it's going to be so fun just to watch.
Nice. I was going to say something. I forgot now. It's fine. Well, I said we'll wrap this up. So, okay. Well, thank you guys for participating. And yes, I do remember now. Can we maybe do a part 2 to this after when you guys meet up with Master Senteris? Because I freaking want to know what if you guys don't mind.
It's funny. When I found out Master Senteris was going to be there, I said, okay, Lilu needs to come. I'm going to look like a fool and I'm not going to be able to measure up. And I'm like, sorry, like, Chris, he's just himself. And I'm like, at least I could bring Lilu and she can make me look good. And like, so I asked her, of course I asked her if she's supposed to be there. And she said yes. And then so I was like, okay, good.
Yeah. So is that a yes?
I'm down. I don't know if you're down, Chris. There's going to be some amazing.
Like I said,
I don't know what we're allowed to say.
Live, so.
Yeah. That's right. You don't. It's kind of confidential.
Yeah.
No, me and Senteris are battling to the death. So.
Yeah, there's going to be some really amazing abilities shown there that are mind blowing. I don't know if we're allowed to say them right now, but there's going to be some that are absolutely insane. And once I get the permission, I will happily share them afterwards.
Okay. So
what do you mean? Materialization stuff?
Yeah, that's one.
Sorry, Dad.
I'll say it even if you're scared to.
Sorry. Before how you're late to this, we already talked about that. Was that a bad thing?
I'm an open book, Dahlia. Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. Like,
but seriously,
I wasn't the one saying it. It was Chris.
It was me. Blame me. I don't care. I'll take it.
Blame Chris.
Fight me.
That's an amazing one. I'm so excited for that one because our, we hear a lot about making things disappear and go into different dimensions. And our archery master, he does that. Like he makes things disappear, and he did that since he was a kid. But having things materialize, I was like, oh my gosh, like how? And, what was that?
I'm gonna beg that guy to teach me the coin thing. Oh my god!
Yeah, make coins appear so you can make the perfect coins appear.
I know.
Yes, certainly. Okay, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I kept saying one last thing, but dude, I know you want to demonstrate. Go ahead and demonstrate.
What do you mean?
And then we'll seriously. Then after that, we'll seriously end at it. So because you kept kind of hinting at it, so. Go ahead and demonstrate.
Oh no! Dude, honestly, I play just all the time. It's not something that I'm even thinking about anymore. Honestly, sorry, I wasn't trying to show off. I promise.
Well, now I want to see you. I want to see you.
Oh, you were just playing just for the fun of it, like you always.
Yeah,
do.
Just for fun, dude.
Sorry, I apologize. I thought you were like wanting to show us.
No. I mean,
I apologize.
No, dude. I just play, do TK on the side, like just throughout the day. It's just fun.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Like electrokinesis. I sent them videos of me using yin to shut off lights from a distance, and it completely kills the lights. By the way, so that is an expensive trick.
So wait, yin kills it more than yang?
Yes. Yang just blocks off the wire. Yin just like shatters the internals.
does.
Like the capacitors were fried in the LEDs.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes so much sense because I've had a couple of times where the light bulb broke.
Blew up. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I had that
when I
happen
was
to
in
me the other day. I'm like, damn it. Yeah, so yin's no joke. It's like concentrated energy.
And it's so cool. That's I didn't know that it was more destructive if you use it for electrokinesis.
Interesting.
I just like to play too. We'll see what all this stuff is capable of eventually.
Cool. Okay, well, thank you guys once again, and maybe we'll do a part 2 to this. So,
Sounds good. Thanks, Ken.
okay, see you guys.
Bye.